everything. And what the hell everything from the Smith Hole for Tuesday, October 6th, 2020. A lot of stuff on what the hell everything today.
It's festive in here.
Like what? Like what kind of festive? It's not Halloween-y festive. If anything, it is St. Patrick's Day festive.
That's true. There is a lot of green. Even the Smith Hole sign's green.
I know I need a jack-o'-lantern in here. Got to,
Jack-o'-lantern.
Especially with Spooktacular October.
Are you going to carve?
No.
No?
I don't carve. No.
You don't carve pumpkins? Not even once?
Never once in my whole life.
Whoa.
I'm like, I have no desire at all.
Huh.
I'll buy one. Matter of fact, since you are like to carve pumpkins, why don't you carve a Smith Hole pumpkin?
I'll work on that.
By Friday? By Thursday?
Probably not.
Damn it, Tim.
By the end of Halloween, yes.
By the end of Halloween? Well, that's not going to serve any purposes for us.
Well, maybe. I got to come up with a design, and I get into it. It's got to be good.
We'll get into it quick for the Smith Hole. Hurry up.
I'll try.
Hurry up. Ditch your food. Stop being a
eating.
hungry idiot. There you go. Now you can eat pumpkin.
Puree up that pumpkin, and there you go.
Yesterday on the show, I just thanked anything above that my mom is not on OnlyFans. But we did ask that question. What if your mom was on OnlyFans? I want to talk about what would you do if you saw your mom on OnlyFans. Like everybody knows what OnlyFans is at this point. It is basically DIY porn, where it is like it allows anybody to make money off nudity. Really,
seems like an online strip club, because it's like, hey, subscribe to this, for an additional $5, I'll lose the top. That's kind of the thing. It seems like
it's hilarious. I'll never ever spend money on that ever.
You ever heard of Google search?
Yeah, that's right? When you Google search it, you can just pawn that off as show prep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
I saw one of the booby girls on Twitter the other day posted, my 15-year-old son just found out I'm on Twitter. Just found out I am Twitter famous. Now, I messaged her. I'm like, did he see you on OnlyFans? And she's like, no, thank goodness. But it still brought up the topic, And because I honestly tried to get that chick on the show.
Yeah.
It was just like, I wanted to talk to her about her 15-year-old son catching her. She said, no, he didn't see my boobs. He didn't see me on OnlyFans. I'm like, oh, well, that's
great.
Cool.
Probably great.
But it begs the question, man, how would you handle that in this day and age? Because I honestly am of the opinion, I kind of support it, especially in the current climate of the world. Take it while you can get it. Get yours.
You're not going to be that attractive forever, is what you're saying?
Exactly. That's mean. That's not what I meant when I said.
I was asking.
No, that's not what I meant. No, of course not.
It's like, well, let's talk about this. How hot is my mom in this scenario?
I don't. Well, the fact that it matters to you, matters to me, Tim. Let's put it that way.
Shouldn't matter to everybody. That's weird.
I posted it on the Smitty Facebook page. First of all, my mom.
Oh no!
My mom reacted to it. It's just terrible. My brother commented on it with the same question. What would you do if you found out your mom was on OnlyFans? He said, what, besides shoot myself in the face? I mean, that's pretty much how I would feel about it. I would be so torn between the whole, I believe you should do what you want to do, and then I'm torn between that and then shoot me in the face. That kind of thing. Because there's all kinds of like porn stars and such over the years that their kids have found out that they do porn.
You gotta figure it out eventually.
Man, right? It's like, I remember I posted on Facebook one time, this is right after my stupid mother, she's not stupid, I love you, Mom, joined Facebook, and I posted something along the lines of, I need some sort of female voice for whatever thing I was doing on the radio, but I need a sexy female voice. And my mom's like, do you want Mommy to come in the studio? And I'm just like, I've never even thought about punching my mother before, but right now I wouldn't mind hitting you in the face.
So gross. You want Mommy to...
It's just, honestly, it's the worst thing I can think of.
Most of those girls, there's a thing going around the internet. It's like a meme, and they go, what do you tell your kids when you're on OnlyFans or this and that? And they're like, I'm an accountant. It's like, nobody asks you questions when you say you're an accountant. Where do you work? At the place where accountants work.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I work for social media.
Yeah.
I work for social media. I work in social media. 888-751-BEAR. My God, my mom commented on that, you guys. My mom says, probably a good thing your mom doesn't know what OnlyFans is.
Probably
Thank
good.
Goodness. even though she's listening now, and now she knows. And if she joins it, I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Jenna, Jen Natural on Twitter. It's a fine Twitter page to follow, by the way. She was not on OnlyFans. All right. I made that mistake during the thing. She was not on OnlyFans, but she does have a tendency to show her boobs.
So a little raciness on there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I had my phone out because I wanted to read a comment. It was a funny comment on the Facebook post from yesterday regarding that. The highlight comment on there was, share her page. How else am I going to live in the basement with Wi-Fi for free?
That should be all mom's good for, right?
If that was a caveat of me enjoying my basement time was letting Levi be on OnlyFans, imagine that.
I don't want to imagine. Imagine that. No.
Another thing I can't imagine is just changes to the Army that is happening. I'm a vet, and sometimes it just makes my eyes roll and my head spin around, and I can't understand any of it.
I know. I know nothing about it. I know my dad was in the Army way back in the day, and then you. And for me, it's like, I don't know. I didn't go that route. So I know what the military is, but you explained it. You're trained to kill. Like, that's the idea.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's not
I mean,
anymore.
it is. Oh. Yeah. You know, I talked last week or a couple weeks ago about in basic training, they were moving away from the shark attack method of with drill instructors yelling at you, and it's a kinder, more gentler basic training, which I don't know how to feel about it, but it's a thing.
Don't show those guys Full Metal Jacket.
The next new thing in the Army has to do with their sleep patterns. They are trying to give soldiers optimal performance, so it means they have to have enough sleep. And if you didn't know, sleep deprivation is a big part of being in the military. It just is, especially with soldiers and Marines and sailors that are overseas fighting. There's not a lot of time to sleep. So, I mean, they're working on putting naps into the schedule and improving the sleep schedule for soldiers. Now,
I don't need to laugh.
No, it's look. The Army is where I really learned to nap. I've lost the ability to nap, but I really gained the ability to nap when I was in the Army because you're so goddamn tired. I just fall asleep sitting against a tree half the time, you know. But I don't understand it. It's new. There could be something to it, but they changed the actual name of the Army's physical fitness training field manual.
Wow.
It was rebranded as the FM 722 Holistic Health and Fitness Manual. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Does the Army?
No, it has chapters on setting goals, visualizing success, spiritual readiness, and yes, the art of the nap. Soldiers can use short, infrequent naps to restore wakefulness and promote performance. When routinely available sleep time is difficult to predict, soldiers might take the longest nap possible as frequently as time is available.
What? It goes against. That doesn't feel like Army. It just does not feel like the type of thing Army would train.
No, it's new. But I mean, you know, they probably all these newfangled experts that says this stuff works, and usually the Pentagon, or excuse me, the military, Army, Marines are usually the first ones to really utilize new methods of training, new methods of physical fitness. They're really on the forefront of that stuff. So, I mean, it's probably going to work, but it sounds like a bunch of pussies took over and we're all going to die because everybody's going to say mean things to the soldiers and they're going to cry and say, you can't say these mean things to us, and they're going to get captured. That's what it sounds like.
Army issued CBD?
Yeah. I busted out my my basic training yearbook. When I first talked about the shark attack thing, I was going to try to find one of my drill sergeants and get him on the show. I haven't been able to find him. I did find a buddy on basic training, though, from basic training for the first time in like 20 years. I found him on Facebook. That being said, I look at my drill sergeants in this yearbook, and I'm just like, I can't imagine one single of these son of bitches saying, you know, you should take a nap.
Take
You
a
should probably
nap.
take a nap. Especially not this guy who kicked a guy in the back of the head. Where is it?
Which
Where
one
is
is
it?
he?
Right there. Right there.
That
That
guy?
guy's a complete psycho. He pushed some guy into the ditch who was falling by on a road march and kicked him in the head. He's like, why don't you just lay there and die?
That doesn't sound very nice.
No, it does sound nice. Kitties! I had a little conundrum this weekend. Real big conundrum. For some reason, I got it in my head that I wanted to adopt another cat, a little kitten. You know? We do the pet of the week every week, and we saw little Vance, who was the last cat for the pet of the week, I want to say, Friday. And then my barber, Allie, at Jude's Barbershop in Traverse City, she has kittens. Like little calico kittens her cat just had.
Oh, boy.
So she's trying to get rid of those. And I had made up my mind. I'm like, I think I'm going to get another cat. Now, the lease only says we can have 2 pets, and I have my cat, Lemmy, and my brother's got his dog, Honey. So we're at the 2-pet limit. So I was talking to a friend of mine about this. I really want to get another cat. I need a friend for my cat.
Yeah, I get
need
that.
a buddy, you know?
So he doesn't just go around terrorizing
Yeah.
the dog. And
So I'd mentioned that I'm looking at, been thinking about getting another cat, really. And the following logic was presented to me. The world is going to garbage, hell in a handbasket, everything is effed. What the hell, everything? Why don't you? And I'm like, you
You're
know what?
smart.
That's the best logic I could possibly think of. If a nuclear bomb, which, by the way, is not going to happen, I just made that up off the top of my head. If a nuclear bomb was, you knew one was going to land in a year, wherever you were, you would live it up,
Get that kitty.
right? Get that kitty.
You'd get that kitty.
So I, seriously, am now looking for another cat. But I'm wondering, honestly, because I have the 2-pet limit, should I follow the lease agreement? Or just because everything is effed, just say, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
How often does the landlord visit?
Never.
Never.
That's what I'm saying. They're never going to know.
Yeah.
And if anybody did come to inspect everything, like getting ready to leave or anything, and they came to inspect, Lemmy hides anyway. They're not going to see him.
Put that kitty in your coat.
Seriously, man. By the way, I totally messaged Allie, my barber, and I said, I want those kitties. And she's like, oh, it tested positive for kitty AIDS and leukemia. We had to
Oh,
put it
no.
down. I was so devastated because in my head,
Oh, no.
in my heart, I had already adopted this cat. And it was already mine. I was devastated. Oh, my God.
I didn't know that part of the story.
No.
That's awful.
It was a. I only told that story just so I could give everybody a downer. Wah, wah, wow.
Get that kitty.
Yeah, that's the consensus opinion for anybody, pretty much everybody that was listening yesterday on the show. They texted in and said, yeah, get that kitty.
Get that kitty.
Get that kitty, man.
Yeah. I'm looking at kitties for you right now.
No, Levi shot it down. Levi said no.
I'm not Levi.
Do I look like your brother? I say get the kitty, man.
I'm just looking at kitties. I know for me, I can't take a step through my house without almost stepping on an animal. So at this
It's
point,
like that now. I have 2, and it's like that because my cat's always underfoot, and so is the Chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I want to get the cat. I want to get the kitty.
I think you should do it.
That would cause some strife.
Well, I think that's true. But I still think you should do it.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever said out loud. I had a scientific breakthrough the other day. Man,
Through
I
the
had a scientific breakthrough yesterday, which is easily the dumbest thing I've said out loud.
Whoa.
Most people are going to think I'm really stupid for saying this, and I'm all right with that because I know. But I cut my finger. I was peeling apples the other day, and I cut my thumb.
Ow.
And it was right in that spot where it was actually a good gusher. It wasn't one of those where you needed stitches, but like a stitch could have benefited
Really?
you, you know? Which is neither here nor there. A Band-Aid worked fine, but it was just in that spot on the thumb where if you put a Band-Aid on there, you feel completely handicapped. You feel like you feel like a whole limb is missing because you can't do things without that opposable thumb, and it's just a weird, awkward spot, and you can't do anything. So you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So I said that to Levi, brother Levi, who works at he's warehouse delivery manager. You know, he's always cutting himself with razor knives and such.
Sure.
And he said, "Why don't you just put some super glue in it?" And I go, "Huh?" And I know he'd done this before, but I just thought he was an idiot. Like it always seemed like the weirdest thing in the world to me. Why would you put this foreign substance into your own flesh to mesh with your like fuse with your body? To me, those two things were not cohesive and they didn't jive. So
Makes sense.
Yeah. But he's like, "No, that's what it was made for." And I go, "Are you serious?" I'm like, I asked him, I said, "Cite your source." And then he looked at me like I was a stupid a-hole, and I left it alone. Okay, so I still don't even 100% know if it's true because I never looked it up. But sure enough, I put super glue on the cut because it was still not healed like a day later. And, man, it is the damn nicest thing in the world.
Yeah.
You forget it's even there.
Because
science.
Right. What it does is it covers it in such a way that when you move that finger or the thumb, you're not moving the injury, the cut.
There's no impediment or impeding of movement or anything, you know?
And the makeup of that stuff, it doesn't actually get in your blood. Like it won't like go into you, so to speak. All it does is seal that up.
I just thought it was some stupid thing my brother did.
No.
You know? Man, turns out.
Like, I ain't got time to bleed. There's a little glue on it.
Speaking of that quote you just said, "I don't got time to bleed."
Jesse Ventura.
I realized yesterday we're going to do The Predator at some point. That's Middle Cinemas.
Well, at some point, yeah.
We're talking Lions after 6 o'clock because we hate ourselves.
Not including the Lions talk, but that is on the Smitty Facebook page from week 4, just the debacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've discovered glue, though. That's amazing.
I mean, honestly,
I look at my hands
it works
like, I don't have any cuts.
so well. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And when I asked Levi to cite his source, he looked at me like I was stupid. Like, how dare I have the audacity to question
Cite
his what he said? And I'm just like, fine, I'll do it.
He looked at you like a conspiracy theorist, like that's sitting there going, "But do you believe in this?" And you're like, "Wait a minute, bamboozled."
We talk about a lot my old man journey, different things I'm discovering about being an old man.
Yeah.
The latest is that I eat supper. I realized at some point yesterday that I'm completing the old man cycle. I eat supper now. You know?
Supper?
I eat supper now.
Oh.
Supper's when you eat dinner early, like really early. You know? Like
right.
It's a like if you had a late supper, you're eating around 5. So I ate dinner yesterday at 3:30 in the afternoon. I mean, I was in bed by 7, so you got to give yourself time to digest food before you go to sleep.
Makes sense. I must be an old man also because I would say 4 o'clock's the latest I eat any day.
Yeah, but you eat all day too.
I do.
You know?
I do eat all day. That's
the
fair.
fact that you your last meal or whatever is at 4. I mean, that kind of puts you at the old man supper kind of level.
I mean, my first meal, breakfast, so to speak, was at 4:55 a.m.
It's so weird, man. It's so weird. Sometimes I don't even know how to comprehend my life. I don't know how to. Like, I'm eating dinner at 3:30 in the afternoon.
Well, that gives you time to watch World War II documentaries and stuff. Come on.
I don't watch that. I don't watch that. I was catching up on Fear the Walking Dead because, you know, that's sort of like a 2020 documentary at this point. But, I mean, it's another old man realization that I have. You know, I have crappy eyes, and now I eat supper. You know,
bifocals.
I eat supper. I eat rye toast with marmalade. When I eat supper. It's a true story, man.
We should start selling Smitty Walkers.
Mick Tang, our friend who's on the continuous thread, my old co-host, Ryan McTighe, always made fun of me about eating marmalade.
Yeah.
And well, I don't care. It's delicious. Rye toast.
It sounds delicious, but when you say it out loud, like, "Oh, I put marmalade on my rye toast," it just sounds like the oldest man thing ever.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. But you gotta own it. You can't walk away from it.
No.
You know?
You are what you are.
You've never had marmalade on toast?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm making you some today.
You know my waffle tendencies.
I'm going upstairs making you some marmalade toast today.
I'll try it.
All right. Woo! Another one on board.
Marmalade.
By the way, if you didn't have to leave soon,
Yeah.
I would pause this podcast, go upstairs, make you marmalade, bring it back down,
do
and
it
then
again?
restart the recording as you were eating the marmalade. It would be something like, oh, you never had marmalade, Tim. Edit. Boom. Marmalade.
And sugar.
Yeah, but I forgot to do the marmalade thing. Anyway.
Oh, man.
It's a bummer. It's just good orange, like sweet orange. It's like an orange jelly. It's like oranges, you know?
Yeah.
It's so good. So good. Next, I don't really know how to get into this. I don't really know why we started. Oh, I know why. We started talking about synthetic marijuana. We had questions about synthetic marijuana. It was a wake and break that had to do with just your run-of-the-mill public masturbating story.
Oh, of course.
Wake the break. The break is awake. The wake, wake, wake. And the break is awake. And the wake and the break. All right, wake and break for 7 o'clock comes out of Florida. Shocker.
Nice.
Where a woman by the name of Vanessa Lee Jones, 28 years old, allegedly did intentionally masturbate while outside a 7-Eleven in St. Petersburg, Florida, around 11 a.m. Wednesday. I mean, it's just your basic story about somebody getting off in public who looks like they're on drugs, because I'm looking at her mugshot. You know, it's just...
She seems pretty pleased with herself. in
Yeah,
that
there's
mugshot.
more and more and more people who are just going off the deep end and doing things like this. Dude, we're reading so many stories like this lately.
Yeah,
It's
It
ridiculous.
stopped being naked news, and now it's just a bunch of people doing stuff like I'm just going to go
Man.
stand in the road and pick my nose or what.
She's been convicted of trespassing and possession of synthetic marijuana, so that's where your drug story comes in. Also, I don't want to sound like Seinfeld here. What's the deal with synthetic marijuana? Because there's real marijuana. Either way, it's illegal. Synthetic marijuana can't be cheaper. Maybe you can look it up, but you could find yourself on some list.
Find it in a lab.
Yeah, but what is the deal with synthetic marijuana? 888-751-BEAR. I'd love to hear from you, but please don't call because we have Smittle Cinemas coming up.
It's not cheaper.
It's not?
No.
What's the point? Because I know it's a lot more dangerous.
I don't know. I don't know what the point is, but she seemed to.
The best part of this
Really
story,
enjoy it.
the best part of this story is that we don't know anything about synthetic marijuana. I feel a lot better about myself.
Well, you know, and honestly, suddenly it's one thing we don't need to know more about.
That's your wake and break. Now you feel normal. I honestly get confused because, you know, when I said it was illegal, they both were illegal. That was in Florida. It's not obviously illegal in Michigan, but I honestly don't understand the appeal of synthetic marijuana. It's just, I mean, I guess teenagers are stupid, and there's regular people that are stupid too, but
There's
You
nothing
know?
like the real thing, right? I mean, that seems like if you had the option,
I'm a big fan.
why wouldn't you just get the real thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the synthetic stuff seems it's like created in a lab. I don't
And it's
understand.
dangerous.
That's
It's
true.
dangerous.
Yeah, it sent her off into the, outside the 7-Eleven.
Wind up eating faces or that bath salts.
That is bath salts,
Yeah.
but who knows
I
what
don't
people
know,
are on
man.
anymore. Jesus, Pete.
The other day, we'll talk about it in a hot second, but I re-energized my hatred for the late Bill Paxton. I have a hard time explaining this logically, and it's about my hatred for Bill Paxton. And it's been a while since I've really re-energized the Bill Paxton hatred, mostly because he's dead, and I don't have to worry about him anymore.
Because he's dead.
I'm not trying to be mean. Throughout my life, I've hated Bill Paxton in every single movie he's ever been in. Easily, he is the worst part of any movie he's in.
Alien?
I hate him that much. Yeah, I watched Aliens, the special edition Aliens last night. Now, I will say, Aliens and Weird Science are the two movies that I can actually tolerate him
All
because
right.
he is playing a stupid idiot. He's playing a stupid idiot in those movies, so it makes sense.
Twister?
Twitter, he sucks. Why are you, look, I just told you.
They're good They're good movies with him.
Yeah, they're good movies despite him. He's the worst part of any movie he's in. He is the easily top 5, one of the worst actors of all time. I have to say, he's way worse than Vin Diesel, man. That's a tough one. I'll tell you, I didn't know how much I still hated Bill Paxton, but I watched
Aliens last night.
Yeah.
God, I still hate him. He is just the dumbest voice, the dumbest face, the dumbest actor. Is it wrong for me to hate him even though he's dead?
I don't think him being dead has much to do with it. Like, you hated him in life and all his movies.
I hate him in life. I'll hate him in death, too.
He was...
It's just funny to me. I was laughing. I was cracking up at my own hatred for Bill Paxton. And I'm like, I don't know if this is rational.
The thing is, your hatred is so well known. And this has been a long-running theme. It's been over a decade that I know of your Bill Paxton hatred.
Yeah.
And our friend Ryan, in our continuous thread, we nickname each other terrible things usually.
Yeah.
And right now, your name on the Facebook Messenger is Bill Paxton's bitch.
That's a true story. That's a true story. Because it's just like he still owns me from the dead. He still gets on my nerves. Why? I don't know. Because he's terrible.
He's Paxton.
He's terrible. Every single movie, he's just like... But I'm sure there are people listening right now. They're going, Smitty.
They want to know what your opinions on Bill Pullman are.
No, they want me to stop giving my opinions. Period. They're like, God damn it, get this guy out of here. Hopefully that's not true, but who knows? I watch a movie. There's all kinds of movies that I love with Bill Paxton. I love Twister. Mm-hmm. I love Titanic.
Yeah.
I love, I don't know. I like a lot of movies with Bill Pullman, or Bill Dickhead in it, Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
And it shouldn't matter that he's dead, you know?
He was in a lot of the movies that were big time from when we were growing up and even after that. And I don't know, like I never saw Bill Paxton and went, oh, Bill Paxton.
Oh, man,
God.
every time he's in a scene, I'm just like, oh, God. Even if I've seen the movie 1,000 times, I'm just like, oh, ugh.
Oh,
Can't
Paxton.
wait for this to be over. Like, luckily, he's not really the main character in many movies.
No.
You know? Except for Twister, and I just got to sit through it because I like watching stuff get destroyed.
Cows flying through the air.
Sadly, he didn't die. The best movie that Bill Paxton is ever in is when he dies in.
Bill Paxton sucked so much in Twister, Van Halen broke up. Like,
True story.
It's basically how you feel.
Not only does he suck, he ruined Van Halen.
It's a crime.
We'll have another one Thursday. What the hell, everything? What the hell, everything?